good night, everyone. This is update for March 24, 2022, day 29 of the war, end of the date update. We're gonna do it all as we always do in a clockwise fashion, and we start with Kyiv as we always do. So here we have a little bit of updates. First, we'll start with the western side. We know that Ukrainian forces managed to reduce the size of the Moshchun bridgehead significantly. So we're not even sure that this is actually still active bridgehead at this point. Nevertheless, we don't have firm confirmation that it was eliminated, so we keep it on the map for now. Actually, major action was on the eastern side, where Ukrainian forces did very small size, extremely small counter. Nevertheless, it was counterattack that was done from the village. So they came from village Lukashi, and they attacked and captured village of Lukyanivka. Russian troops suffered heavy losses there, and they retreated. So in this way, they kind of cleaned up this whole area. So there is no Russian forces overhanging and with the potential opportunity to attack Baryshivka, although they can still attack Baryshivka straight from north. So this somehow in the news presented that Ukrainian troops pushed Russian troops 35 kilometers away from the Kyiv, which is obviously manipulation. As you can see, Russian troops are here about 10-15 kilometers away from Kyiv, and here as well, even less, probably 10 kilometers away. So no, Russian troops are still posing a threat to the capital of Ukraine. We think that the threat is really minimal at this point, as they are exhausted and they don't have enough strength to really make decisive move based on what we're seeing so far. And this tiny victory may be a sign of a turnaround here, in a major turnaround here. But this remains to be seen. This is just a small action. And from what we understand, Ukrainian troops kind of will attack then this town of Nova Basань and Novy Bykiv to kind of cut the major route of supply to the Russian forces east of Kyiv. They're still going to have supply from the north, but it's just going to make it a little bit more difficult for them to supply. And they're already facing difficulty supplying themselves. Let's keep moving towards east, and let's stop in Kharkiv. Kharkiv, again, positional fighting, no major gains land-wise. Let's move to Izium. So we just want to, again, explain and highlight what's going on in Izium. So most of the town is in the north, right? This is the town, and it's captured by Russian forces. Ukrainian forces only hold southern part of Izium, which is peninsular, as you can see, because it's surrounded by the river, and it commands upper ground. So you can see from this side of the town very far on the other side. So this is very naturally good defensive position for Ukrainian troops. Nevertheless, the main fighting is happening around the village of Kamenka, where Russian troops established bridgehead, and they tried to expand from that bridgehead. So far, Ukrainian troops, 81st Brigade and 95th Brigade, tried to eliminate this bridgehead, but were not successful. So we'll see what happens. This is ongoing fighting going on. It's pretty fierce fighting here. Then let's move on towards town of Severodonetsk. It's still in Ukrainian hands. There is fighting on the outskirts of it, so there is no real progress here. Town of Popasna here, there are fighting on the outskirts of that town as well. There is again major fighting here west of Donetsk. The two main towns are Avdiivka and Marinka. Marinka was partially captured by Russian troops, but not completely. So there is still going on fighting around that town. Russian troops suffer heavy casualties trying to do attacks straight towards Ukrainian defensive position. Right now, let's actually look at Mariupol, because we have small update from Russian sources what's going on there. And actually, surprisingly, you'll be surprised that we gave more credit in the past, well, speculative, obviously, credit to like how far Russian troops advanced. This is a original line that we had from March 19 here. They actually advanced literally like half of the quarter from that area. So there is literally like they still, like, despite the claims that Azovstal fell or the fighting is on the perimeter, there is still one good quarter away. The fighting is still one good quarter away from Azovstal at this point. We're not saying that like somehow Ukrainian defenders will not be able to retreat immediately to Azovstal or whatever. But as of today, this is where the front line was, and we're pretty firm, and we have evidence for this. So this is where it stands here. Here we don't have update on the western side of the city, so we're not gonna do any speculative updates, because we were kind of proven wrong to extent here, where the progress was much more minimal than what we expected. And this is actually the picture that we showed yesterday, we believe. So we believe that the truly fighting is going on the outskirts of Azovstal, but it's not even anywhere close to it. So this is general picture of what's going on around Mariupol. So this is more or less generally correct. So things are really progressing super slow for the Russian attacking force. Let's now look what's going on here in the south, and specifically in Makariv region. And we would like to mention about Odessa. We believe that the Russian landing near Odessa probably will be off for some time. It's probably not going to happen. And the major reason for that, we believe that they just don't have enough forces already. They've overstretched everywhere else. So they don't need to open another front line where they're going to be just simply overstretched and not capable of achieving anything. So we don't really think that landing in Odessa happening, and anything is obviously possible, but our take on it, that's probably very unlikely. Then let's just actually look what's going on here in around Mykolaiv, in this area where it's on the border of Kherson and Dnipropetrovsk region. So as you can see here, the city of Kryvyi Rih, which is major industrial center for Ukraine, that's still intact and still producing a lot of industrial goods for Ukraine. It's defended by 17th Tank Brigade, and we think this is right now very quiet. There is no chances of Russians attacking here. They do have kind of like outposts here from captured by their scout forces, but they're really small in size, and they not there to actually continue attack. They kind of control the land for the future arrival of the main force. But we don't think it's actually coming at this point, because so far it was pretty quiet here around Mykolaiv, and apparently 126th Brigade and 205th Brigade suffered heavy casualties, to the point that they are probably at this time capable only of defensive fighting. And as we mentioned before, for that reason is probably the Russian troops brought here 7th Brigade and 20th Brigade, which is also, as we mentioned before, potentially its entire 20th Division. But so far we only have evidence that this is 20th Brigade. That's it for today, and until tomorrow. Thanks again. Bye-bye.